Welcome to the first ever review and article on a stand-up comedy show for myself and for the magazine. And this is Michael Phoenix here, founder of Valley and Beyond. This one was the free Valentines Day Comedy Show at Rivals over in Easton, and it was really cool. I was actually there for the entire show. Normally I have to cut out, but this one, there for the entire thing. The host, Stephen, local comic Stephen Boast, he does only do comedy, but several other things. He did a great job of introducing everyone to the show. He did a great job of in the set breaks in between comics, and he was pretty good, I'll admit it. I mean, I've never been a huge fan of comedy myself, but it was a great time. The show did attract couples. It wasn't only just your typical sports bar crowd, and so the comics lined up. The feature was Pat House. He was last in the lineup, and local comic, I believe he lives here in Bethlehem. It's Jason J. Brown kicked things off, and followed by Peggy O'Leary. And yes, I am checking the event page on Facebook to refresh my memory on the names. All three did a great job. Now, the high points for all four, the highest points were when they were getting into everyday life. Okay, everything from Pat House talking about airports and flying on planes, to just your routine everyday life. That went over great with the crowd, and myself included in that. They really had people cracking up. Now, the low point, believe it or not, here was when they started talking about sex. I expected this to go over really good, and after the first one or two, it was just like, okay, they kind of lost the crowd, and even with myself, I'm like, okay, can we get back to the funny stuff here? But I would give them, seeing this firsthand, I'll tell you what, at some point I want to get up on a stage and mute for music, but stand-up comedy, from what I've seen, is probably one of the hardest things to do, because it just relies so much on the crowd. And honestly, even if I would be into do comedy, it is something I would never have the guts for. I give every comic out there, and especially the ones I've seen, that I give them a lot of credit for actually having the guts to get up on stage and do it, and taking both the positive and negative on the spot critiques and the hecklers. Thankfully, everyone was just basically there to have a good time and to see for the comedy and to celebrate Valentine's Day. So there were no hecklers in the crowd. Overall, they had each comic had a great response at the end of their set. So the crowd did appreciate it. But I was informed that Rivals actually does this on a regular basis, so make sure you check out their website, rivalseaston.com, and to find out if you are into comedy, to find out when the next show is and who might be on deck for it. As always, thanks for checking this article out. Thanks for your support of the magazine, and we do appreciate it. And above all, to you, your family, and your friends, be safe in the night and always. Michael Phoenix for Valley and Beyond.